Shout out to the YouTube streets. Shout out to the YouTube streets. This is your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa, 914, Westchester County, New York. Doing another live video real quick. I'm not going to be up here very long, so I just wanted to come through because I don't know who's getting ready to go live. But I just wanted to come through and throw a question on the YouTube streets. I have a question. Let me say it in Spanish. Tengo una pregunta para ti. Tengo una pregunta para ti. Yeah, I have a question for the YouTube streets. I was just looking at, before we do this, I want to shout out to some people. Shout out to everyone that supports this channel. Shout out to all my supporters. Shout out to my support team. Shout out to my YouTube creators. And everyone that has donated gifts to this channel. I thank you very much from the bottom of my Cape Verdean heart. I thank you. Shout out to you. Now, let's go on with the question, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I gotta make sure I got my Bluetooth off because you guys can't hear me without the Bluetooth being on. So I had to, make sure that was off. I got a question for the ladies. And for some of you men, shout out to you. I was just looking at a documentary that they did about Anne Boleyn. A lot of you don't know who she is. I will tell you who she is. Anne Boleyn is the second wife of King Henry VIII. And King Henry VIII was a Tudor king. He was from England. These people lived in the 1500s. Yeah, so this is like over a 400 year question. Anne Boleyn was killed by the king. He didn't kill her physically himself. He signed her death warrant. She was charged with treason, incest, and a host of other charges, which she was found guilty on all charges. She was put to death. Her daughter was 2 years old. Her daughter was Queen Elizabeth I. See, now we're going back in history. We're doing a history lesson real quick. But there's a question with it. It's not a trick question. It's an honest question. Ladies, I want you to be honest with me. If it were you, and Anne Boleyn could have saved herself, before she did all these things and got with the king. Because, as you can hear me say, she was the second wife. She was murdered because she did not produce a living male heir. She did not produce a living male heir. And in a way, he could have killed two birds with one stone. He could have got rid of both mother and daughter. He could have got rid of both mother and daughter. And if Anne Boleyn, and I believe this in my heart, if she would have protested loudly, and made any kind of remarks that would have angered King Henry VIII further, I believe they would have gotten rid of the daughter, which was Elizabeth I, Queen Elizabeth I. How many of you mothers out there would sacrifice your life for your child? How many of you mothers out there would sacrifice yourself for the life of your child? I'm just asking a question. Good morning, Tamika. And I believe that's the only question I have for the audience. Because I think I think she acted nobly and honorably when it came to her child. But the marriage was doomed from day one. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Oh, Tamika said she absolutely would. Oh, shit. Tamika, you would sacrifice yourself for the life of your child? Well, Tamika has many children. How many kids you got anyway, Tamika? If you don't mind me asking. I know you got 2 sons. Yo, Tamika, I think that is so cool. It's a whole lot of y'all that got kids. It's a whole lot of y'all on this app. I don't have any children. I was listening to Lonnie do a live video yesterday, right? And after she finished one segment of the video, she was talking about that lady that went to the hospital and was turned away. And she ended up giving birth, I guess, in the streets of wherever she was from, in the car, in the streets. And then they started talking about childbirth and how long you guys be in labor and how hard it is to have the baby and how your life is actually in danger. I said to myself, I never went through none of that. Never got pregnant. Never nothing. No miscarriages, no abortions, no nothing. Just straight not having no kids. I always thought it was dangerous. I said, oh no. Because when I was growing up, right, and I became a teenager, I kept hearing about ladies dying in childbirth. And I remember my biological mother saying she had went to the hospital that one time when she was having my brother, the one that's just below me, the one that's a year younger than me, and she was having difficulty giving birth to him. And they was like, they had to make the decision whether to save my mother's life or to save the baby life. I mean, that's the way it goes sometimes. And somebody made the decision to save the baby, not her. Even King Henry VIII, most of his wives had miscarriages. And I started looking, I said, oh no. Oh, Tamika says she has 4. Oh. and she got grandbabies. Oh yeah, that's right, Tamika, because you always mention your grandchildren. And I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, oh my God, because I can't imagine. Now I have experienced pain, but not pain of childbirth. And I was with one of my sisters a few years ago, and she told the doctor if the birth was too much and they couldn't save her, to save the baby. I'm like, save the baby? How we gonna take care of the baby? That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. I was scared. When I saw her heart rate going down and the baby heart rate going down, I got scared. Yo, I couldn't even stay. I had to leave because I was on curfew. I was living in a transitional house in Yonkers. It's right there on North Avenue. Oh, not North Avenue. North Broadway in Yonkers. And the hospital really wasn't that far from the house, where I was at. But I remember it snowed because the baby was born that February. And I was coming down the stairs and they was like, oh, your sister called from the hospital and said for you to come, that she had the baby already. Yo, when I got to that hospital, that baby was so tiny and so small. You know why the baby was so small? Because my sister smoked. She smoked cigarettes all the way to the day that girl came out. Shout out to the chat. We got one in the building, one like. Thank you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I wanna give a special shout out to self-awareness. I want to give a special shout out to the YouTube creator Self-Awareness. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. A lot of you don't remember who he is. I remember who he is. And I love that song he did a couple of years ago. Clean up the YouTube streets. What did he say? He said his job was not done yet. So shout out to self-awareness. Shout out to him. Yeah. But yeah, that's the question I had, because I kept hearing, and then there was some ladies in Lonnie's chat area, and one lady in particular, I remember she kept typing and I remember what she was saying about her pregnancy and what happened when she went to the hospital. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I keep hearing stories about this over and over and over again. And it was hell. In the 1400s, the 1500s, it was hell for these ladies to have babies. Even before then, during slavery, there was this particular one doctor. I call him a butcher. I call him a butcher because what he did was terrible. And what he did, he took some female slaves. He took some black female slaves and he experimented on them. He was the doctor of, the pap smear. I'm going to call it like that. He was the doctor of the pap smear. And he did all kinds of experiments on those young ladies. They were injured. They went through a lot of pain dealing with him. So all you ladies today, you can thank those few black women that were used and abused to get the science that you have now. To get the science that you have now. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Oh, I want to give another shout out. I want to give another shout out. Bishop. Bishop. Shout out to Farmer Nancy. Yo, I saw that short video where Bishop was driving. Yo, I was already smiling from Courtney Peach, but I laughed when Bishop was doing the thing he was doing. Bishop is a hot mess. Yeah, Bishop had me crying in here. I was dying. I said, I know. Oh Lord. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to my YouTube creators. Yeah, shout out to everyone that supports this channel with your view, with your gifts, and everything else. I want to show you guys something. Yeah, because I really worked on this yesterday. And I want everyone to see this. Yo, I had to go find it. Because I knew that there was actually something like this out here. Yo, that is a mixture of a German Shepherd and a Terminator machine. That is a mixture of a German Shepherd right along with a Terminator machine. Shout out to the chat. Yes. I be finding things all over the YouTube streets. I be trying to find things all over the YouTube streets to make this channel more exciting. Most of the things I find, I go ahead and put music behind it, and then I use it as a short. Some of the shorts I like so much, I actually posted on my community wall. Yesterday was a very interesting day, because I had responded to Courtney Love, not Courtney Love, but Courtney Peach. I call her Courtney Love. I responded to Courtney Peach, and I was trying to be funny, right? I was trying to be comical. I was trying to be loving, and I was trying to be funny. And I had a picture of a German Shepherd dog cuddled up with a rabbit, right? I thought it was so cute. And adorable. But the music behind it was Reba Jackson's Centipede. The song behind it was Reba Jackson's Centipede. Reba Jackson is the sister of Michael Jackson. You can hear her singing on the track, and you can hear Michael Jackson do the chorus, and the chorus of the song is Centipede. Yo, shout out to the chat. I love that song so much. I thought it was so fitting for the picture that I was using. And I just wanted to let her know that I appreciate you, that I enjoyed you. I read your comment and I enjoyed you. And I was trying to respond in a respectful, loving way. I was trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want the reputation of being a hater or anything like that. Because to be a hater on these YouTube streets is absolutely terrible. To be a hater on these YouTube streets is absolutely terrible. Yeah, I'm not going to be up here that long, but I just wanted to come through. And I want to shout out to DJ Cleveland for being so gracious and staying on the neck of that piece of shit racist, because now she's in distress. Now she don't like the shit that he be saying about her. But it be true. If you're a racist, you're fucking racist, and there's nothing you can do about it but stop your racism. That's the only thing you can do. Nobody's asking you to die. No one's asking you to do anything special. Just stop with the racism, the racist comments, the racist videos, all that. Because you look real stupid and you look real dumb. I mean, this bitch, this piece of shit, looks real stupid and real dumb, always saying something racist about black people. And so far, I see, shout out to Big Greg over there, keeping his foot on this bitch's neck. I know it's not an easy job. It's not hard it's very difficult to look at her like she's not a racist, because a lot of stuff that she says is based on racism. It's based on stereotypes of black people that she talks about in her videos. It's very disheartening. It's very discouraging. It's disgusting. It's shameful. It's embarrassing. It shouldn't be there. I mean, her whole thing should be like gone, vanquished. But she's still here on the YouTube streets. I guess practicing her First Amendment speech or whatever the case may be. But in the meantime, expect to be harassed. Expect for people to fuck with you. You want to be stupid. You want to be ignorant. You want to be dumb. Expect the consequences that come with it, because I'm sure he's not the only one that's saying stuff. So shout out to DJ Cleveland and shout out to Big Greg. Shout out to both dudes. For real. Yeah. I approve that message. Sure do. She shouldn't have came to these YouTube streets with all that racism. You should save that for your bedroom. Save that for your kitchen. That's politics. You know what I mean? And it's hateful politics. You know what I mean? Word. Yeah. This is one of the pictures I did. That's Pebbles. She was a singer. She was a manager for the R&B group TLC. She was also a very good singer during the 80s. Shout out to the chat. Yeah. There go TLC. There go Left Eye. How many of y'all really miss Left Eye, man? For real. The lady was something. The lady was a trip. I loved her. She was a good singer. She was a good rapper. She was a good dancer. She was a good performer. She was also a producer. Before she died, she produced, a singing group that came out before I left the penitentiary. It came out. I think the group name was Black. And they came out with a few songs. And after her death, they didn't really do too much after that. So, it's like a Eazy-E kind of story, because after the death of Eazy-E, Bone Thugs and Harmony really didn't do too much after that. They tried, but they didn't really do too much. So shout out to the chat. We got one in the building. Yeah. So I'm not going to be up here very long. I just wanted to come up here real quick. I know it's Saturday. Everyone got something to do. I want to shout out to everyone that supports this channel. I want to thank everyone that has gifted me with Cash Apps and your support and your love and your. I appreciate everything. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to my YouTube subscribers, my support team. Shout out to my YouTube creators. Shout out to all of you. Shout out to everyone that makes this channel possible. And I thank you. I know it's Saturday morning. I know people are busy out doing things. And I have one other question. Excuse me. Where's my homeboy? Not Worth It? I haven't seen him in a few days. So shout out to Not Worth It. I have not seen you in a few days, sir. I do not know where you are at. The last time I heard about Not Worth It, he was over there in the Johnny Blaze 2 comment section having a back and forth a little bit with Johnny Blaze. I don't know what the conversation was about. I came on the tail end, but Johnny Blaze, I don't know. Johnny Blaze, I mean, you might be subscribed to him, but I don't see how anybody stays subscribed for more than a year. I don't. You may support him. I don't understand, He's kind of crude. And rude to some of his subscribers, especially people that disagree with him. Shout out to the chat. But yeah, I was looking for my homeboy, Not Worth It, because Not Worth It usually be in my chat. You know what I'm saying? Like early in the morning, because when I do my early morning walks, Not Worth It is usually with me. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate everyone that does the morning walks with me. Just Jay, shout out to Just Jay. The Purple Heart podcast. Shout out to Mika. Shout out to Mika McCullen. Shout out to her. Shout out to Lonnie One Love, the Empress over there. Shout out to Keep the Change, because Keep the Change does come in. Shout out to Highly Favored. Shout out to Mrs. V. Shout out to VA. Shout out to Dialogue with Me TV. Yes. Shout out to Tish. Yes. A shout out to Simset. Shout out to everyone that is a part of the Walking Morning team. Shout out to Uncle L, because Uncle L has been a loyal supporter for a couple of months now. Well, Uncle L has been subscribed to me for a long time, but when I do the morning walks, Uncle L is with me. Shout out to Uncle L. You know what I mean? I appreciate everyone that walks with me in the morning. I'm not alone out there. We're talking with my audience early in the morning, and we do the walks. We're not on the bus. Very rarely do we do a morning session on the bus. We never do a morning session in a Uber or in a Lyft or in someone's car. We don't do our morning walk sessions. Then we do our morning walk sessions as I'm walking from my house to the downtown Charleston, South Carolina area to be dispatched for employment on that particular day. Whatever day it is that I walk, my team walks with me. So I want to shout out to everyone that walks with me in the morning, even those that are not seen, in the chat, because according to Courtney Peach, I don't know if she caught the replay of that video, because the video was an hour long. She could have been like one of the people that they're in the chat, but you don't see them in the chat. You know what I mean? Because they're not typically typing. But good morning to Courtney Peach. Good morning to those that are in the bushes and that are participating in the chat. Just your view, just you listening to me, you are participating. So shout out to everyone that's in the bushes. Shout out to everyone that's in the clouds. Shout out to everyone that's a ghost in the chat, because I am the ghost whisperer. A shout out to the chat. I am your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa, the BT1000, aka the Jeeper Creeper on this shit, aka Lucy the Vampire, aka the German Shepherd in the goddamn room. Shout out to everyone that supports this channel. Shout out to everyone that supports this channel. Shout out to everyone that donates gifts to me on this channel. Thank you very much. I thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my Cape Verdean heart. I thank you. And I guess I'm out of here, you guys. So we had our question for today. Tamika answered it. Shout out to Tamika. She's in the chat. Well, she was in the chat. Tamika is very busy. Tamika is a very busy young lady. She works. She works overnights. And I used to work overnight. And I know how it is. You come in 8 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock at night on the job, and you don't get off until 7 o'clock in the morning. So, and then you go home and you're wide awake and you have responsibilities, and then you take a small nap, and then you get up and you do it all over again. It's not easy. And Tamika does that every fucking day. Tamika does it every single day. Every single day. When I did it, I was working the Walmart ticket. I didn't do it every day. Because there was no way in the world I was going to have any energy for myself. But the money was good that I was getting. The money was good when I was getting it, at that time. I just have to regroup myself and get employed somewhere else where it's more stable and the money is more. Put it like that. Let's be honest. So shout out to the chat. I'm out of here. I hope everyone has an awesome day. I might come back later and go live. I don't know. I don't know if Fats TV is going to go live today. I don't know who's going to go live today. I don't know. But I'm only here to support my YouTube creators and those that support me. I'm here to support my YouTube creators and those that support me. So shout out to the chat. And shout out to the people that make me laugh and make me smile. Shout out to you. All right, I'm out of here. Y'all have an awesome one. Shout out to you, Uncle L. I see you in the chat. Good morning, Uncle L. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate your view. We got 3 in the building. We got 3 likes. I'm not going to be up here very long. I just had a question for the audience. Then I went into saying where it's not worth it because I haven't seen him in a few days. The last time I did see him, he was in someone else's chat and he was having a back and forth with that individual, Johnny Blaze too. And then I went on to talk about Tamika and how hard she works, and she works overnights. I don't know what time her shift starts. My shift, when I used to work at the Walmart ticket, my shift would start at 8 o'clock in the after, no, at night sometime. We were scheduled to be there at 10 o'clock. We were scheduled to be there at 10 o'clock. Sometimes, if management felt like it, they would come to the brick area. They'd be like, yo, you want to work early? And you'd be like, yeah. And they'd be like, okay, I need you to be on the floor by 8 o'clock, or I need you to be on the floor by 8:30, or I need you to be on the floor by 9 o'clock. So by the time we get signed out in the morning and the ticket gets signed, we got more than 8 hours. You might be looking at 10 hours. You might be looking at 10 and a half. You know what I mean? Shout out to the chat. So that's more money in your pocket. That's more money in your pocket. And you're able to pay the bills that you're able to pay. And I didn't work every day. I worked, the most I might have worked when I was on the Walmart ticket was 3 nights out of the week. 3 or 4 nights out of the week. I didn't work Monday through Sunday. There were some people that actually worked that. They worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And a lot of them were doing doubles. That's when you could have overtime. That's when you could have overtime back then, not now. Everything has changed. Everything has definitely changed. So shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. And we're going to acknowledge, the hardworking women and the hardworking men. And we got a lot of men that really work. Men that got jobs in the sector. We gonna honor the men that are retired, the women that are retired. Because we got some people on this app or on this platform that are retired. And I want to know how they did it. And even in their 60s, they're already retired. I want to know how you did it. I want to know how you did it. Not nobody else. I want to know how you was able to retire at some people retire at 45, some people retire at 50, some people retire at 56. I want to know what some of these people did. Those that are retired, what did they do to retire? Seriously. Because I'm 52. And I'm already ready to fucking retire. I'm already ready to collect my Social Security from the government. I'm already ready to not have to worry about no work or none of that bullshit. Nobody taking no money out of my fucking paycheck just for me to work there. That's some bullshit. I think income tax is the dumbest thing. I think income tax is the dumbest thing because at the end of the year, you don't collect really what you made that year. They don't even give you fucking half. They don't even fucking give you fucking half. So if you made what? 20,000 last year? You made 20,000 last year, you're not really getting that much back in taxes. You're not. The only way you getting anything back is if you got kids. And your kids can't be no teenagers. Your kids can't be I'm gonna tell you the money that you really get when you collect income tax is when your children are very young. From newborn all the way to what? They're 2-3 years old, maybe a little bit older. But by the time that kid gets 9 years old, They're a teenager. You're not getting that much money back from the government. And that's when you should be getting much more. Much more. You know, I saw a commercial they were doing on YouTube not too long ago, and they were talking about socialism. They were talking about socialism and how it starts out and how it ends. You know what I mean? And I knew it when I saw, and the commercial was on YouTube. The commercial was on the YouTube streets. This was before I went into someone's chat. This is way before I went into someone's chat. I wasn't even in someone's chat or getting ready to go into someone's chat, and I saw that one commercial, and they were talking about socialism and stuff like that. In most countries, and let's be honest, in most countries, you don't have to pay to go see a doctor. In most countries, you don't have to pay to see a dentist. In this country, you're paying lots of money just to even sit in a dentist chair or sit in an emergency room of a hospital or to go visit your primary care physician. You're paying a lot of money. You know what I mean? Depending on what kind of medical insurance you have. Depending on the medical insurance you have. You have some insurance policies, they're paying all of it. You might have one or two that you're paying something out of pocket. Shout out to the chat. But in most countries, medical care is free. In most countries, going to college is free. It's something about these commercials that they're doing on the YouTubes and perhaps other social media platforms where they are trying to talk against socialism. I'm not against socialism. I'm not. I'd be a liar and say I am. And we living in a socialism environment right now. Ain't we doing that? Because the government is getting most of your money and you're not really getting nothing back. The working man is a sucker. I'm going to say that again. I used to say it when I first started out on the YouTube streets doing videos. The working man is a sucker. We got 7 people in the building. Shout out to you. Good morning. How many of you agree with me that the working man is a sucker? We working, we paying, they taking out all this money out of our paycheck during the shutdown of the government. Wasn't they still taking money out of your paycheck, talking about taxes? At the end of the year, you don't get that much money back. In the last couple of years, my income tax check has been getting smaller and smaller. I'm going to complain. I'm going to fucking complain because I think the type of work I do, I feel I should be getting more. Yeah. Because we're on a construction site. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. None of the construction sites are safe. None of them. And most of them don't have a safety coordinator there. They don't have a safety program there. They don't do safety orientations like the way they used to. They don't give a fuck. We've had a lot of deaths happen on construction sites. People getting electrocuted, people being buried alive in ditches that they dug or that were being dug. Yeah, a lot of you don't know nothing about that. People falling off of buildings, getting killed, or not getting killed. Bones are being broken because they're not doing the safety orientations like the way they used to. A lot of these job sites that are open now, if OSHA was to come through, if OSHA was to walk through, a lot of them would be shut down. Shout out to the chat. A lot of them would be shut the fuck down. That's why they need us, the temps, the people that come in and clean up the work sites. And I'm telling you, we be doing a whole lot of work for very little money. And there's no appreciation. No appreciation. You got some, when you go to the job site, they're barking orders at you. They're following you. They're shadowing you like you're not doing your fucking job. I hate going on jobs like that. As soon as I arrive on a job like that, with the fucking supervisor is shadowing me, I call the office. I'm out of there by 10:30 in the morning. I'm not going to be there and be harassed and be talked to like I'm a fucking dog or like I'm a fucking slave. Slavery days are over. Cat. There's some things I put up with when I was 28 years old. I'm not going to put up with it at 52. I'm not. Shout out to the chat. And that's just reality for me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about nothing right now. I don't. I'm back on that tip. I got my good days and I got my bad days. We all do. But do you think that the working man is a sucker? Because I know a lot of you be working, a lot of you be making mad money. You couldn't be making more if the government wasn't stealing your money. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, let's have some real conversations sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start talking about childbirth because it's a dangerous thing. Some of these women's lives are in danger. We've seen 2 different cases where women were turned away at the hospital, or that their pain was being ignored, and there were certain complications with giving birth. And it's happening to women across the country. It's not just happening to black women, it's happening to white women as well, Hispanic women as well. I don't know about the Asian community. What happened to the midwives? What happened to the midwives? You know, I don't mean no harm, you guys. When I first met my father wanted me to go into school, right? He said, Arabia, I want you to go to school, right? I want you to enter into a medical training. He said, train to be a midwife. He said, you could command any type of money you want to. I said, Daddy, I'm not going to be a midwife. I don't, come on, man. I mean, I just couldn't do it. All that blood, all them fluids flying, the woman in distress, the baby in distress. I mean, I know they give you the certain training you need, but what if there's a breech birth? Because there's a lot of stuff that happens during childbirth. I'm not playing with nobody's life. And I told my father that. I said, I'm not doing that. I said, what kind of nurse are you? Because my father was a registered nurse. And my father was the type of nurse that worked in a psychiatric hospital. He worked in a psychiatric hospital. He was a psychiatric nurse. Go figure. Good morning, Fatty. Good morning. My niece was breaching. They don't have a union for construction workers. That's right, Fanty. And my niece was breached. They had to use forceps to grip her head to pull her out. Wow. So we fucked up in this country, ladies and gentlemen. We fucked up in this country. We fucked up in the labor room, ladies having the babies, and we're fucked up with the construction sites not having safety things in place. I've been coming on more and more construction sites where there are no railings on the balconies, and they want us to climb on these balconies and throw the trash in a trash box that they lift on a machine. We're standing on a balcony with no balcony railing. These guys are not wearing harnesses. I keep telling my coworkers, stand back, be careful. Throw this shit if you have to. Putting fucking yo, this is fucking ridiculous on some of these jobs. And if I gotta walk up and down the stairs all fucking day from 7 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, guess what? You know how many breaks I'm taking? I'm taking an hour lunch, and I'm taking 15-minute breaks every hour. Shout out to the chat. And that's what I've been doing. When I go on these jobs, that's what I be doing. Because if I got to walk up and down on a pair of stairs on these different buildings every day, all day. Now, you know, we got our sister Lonnie at the gym. She's doing inclines and stuff. She's climbing stairs, and she does it for maybe an hour or 2 hours. Yeah. Shout out to Lonnie. But if you walking up and down a flight of stairs every day, I can't. I get tired. At 2:30, 3 o'clock, guess what I'm doing? I'm finding a duck off space. I'm ducking the fuck off. I'm not doing no more work that day. You will see me coming out of a building around 4:30 or 4:45. Then I'm waiting for the ride to come. I got on my running shoes. I've taken off my boots. I've taken off my equipment. I'm ready for the ride. 5 o'clock, she needs to be there, or he needs to be there. If you're there after 5:30, you don't need the $7. You can ride home with your pocket saying zero. Because I don't believe they need to get paid. I don't believe we need to pay people out of our paycheck doing a carpool. I think the company should do that. I think the company should pay these people. Especially if you're not coming on the site to work with us. So shout out to everyone in the chat. I'm not going to be up here that long. I think I said that like 10 minutes ago. But shout out to everyone that's in my chat. Fanti, shout out to you. Tamika was number one in this chat. Shout out to her. Fanti, I see you. Uncle L was in the chat. I don't know where Uncle L is right now, but he's getting a cup of coffee. Matter of fact, speaking of getting a cup of coffee, ladies and gentlemen, what time is it? I see the sun coming up. Once I see the sun coming up, I know it's getting close to me. Let's see. It's 7:01. It is now 7:01 a.m. in the morning, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to the chat. We're going to close up this video. We're going to do short videos, I guess, for most of today, if I'm not doing anything else. Plus, I got to start back to studying my Swahili. You know, I don't want to forget my little Swahili phrases, because if anyone notices when I go into your chat now, in certain chats, I don't even type out the Swahili phrases as much anymore. But there is one that I do use, and that's Nini Kuzimu Kila Wakati. That is one that I use, and it means it will always be hell. It will always be hell. Shout out to the chat. And that's what life is. Life is all about hell. hell on fucking earth. Where is the heaven? Where is the heaven that they're talking about? Is it here? And who wants to wait and die and then go to so-called heaven then? Because I don't think there is an afterlife after this. I don't think so. I don't think so. Everyone sleeps at night, or some people sleep during the day. Every time you close your eyes, you are being threatened with the possibility that you might never open them again. So that's why I like to thank people and show my love when I can, when it's possible. I know some people be beefing on this app. I have beef with people too. I've argued with people too. But I would be devastated if anything happens to anybody I know. Death is a surprise party for me. I don't know what it is for the rest of you. I think I've been talking about death for quite some time, a couple of years now. I talked about it before Birdman left out of here. I've been talking about it for quite a while. We know that the grieving process can last for as long as it wants to be here. Even though we be trying to move on. I be trying to move on. I can't speak for all of us. When people die in my life, when people pass on, or whatever the case may be, I try my best after a certain period of time to move on. I'm thinking this February, I'll be able to enter into another relationship if I choose. That might not be the case. I might need more. I might never. And I don't see it coming no time soon. I might never, ever do it again. Some things are a lesson. Some things are not to be repeated. And I don't think I can repeat it. Oh no, I don't think I can give anybody any more time in my life. Not no 7 years and not no 8 years. I don't care if it's on and off. I don't think I can do it. I don't want to be 60 years old leaving another relationship. I don't want to be 75 years old leaving another relationship. I don't want to. Shout out to the chat. Good morning, Mrs. V. Shout out to you. Oh, Mrs. V, you're also a part of the morning walk team. Who else is in here? G Mama, you're also a part of the morning walk team. So G Mama and Mrs. V. I think I named the walk team that usually be with me early in the morning, early. But you guys be a part of the walk team too. We're not walking this morning. Today is Saturday, so there's no need for us to walk anywhere this morning. Only place I'm walking to is to the store. That's it. To the store. They get me a thing of coffee, a thing of toilet paper, and some other items for the house. Shout out to the chat. Yeah. Thanks to the loving gifts that I've received in the last 24 hours. Shout out to everyone that gifts the channel. Shout out to everyone that hits the Cash App. Thank you very much. Shout out to you. Yeah. But I was just talking about childbirth. To catch you guys up, I was just talking about childbirth, something I've never experienced. but I keep hearing different women talk about it. There was two cases. One woman sat in a wheelchair in the hospital for way too long. Her pain wasn't believed. When she did go into birth, the birth was very difficult, and some fluids, some excretion fluids and stuff like that went into the baby's eyes. So they're keeping a very close eye on that child. And then there was another woman that went to a hospital and she was turned away. And as she was being turned away, I don't know if she was on the street corner or in a car, and she gave birth. I guess when she was on her way back home. Shout out to the chat. And then we talked about construction work sites, safety, and how certain safety things are not in place anymore. How sometimes I'll go to a job and I'm being shadowed or I'm being mistreated by a supervisor. And usually when that happens, I don't stay on the site. Or if I do remain on, I call the office, I inform them, and I let them handle it. Or you go to your last resort, you tell them person, don't follow me around. I got it. If you don't trust me, you can do this job by yourself. And usually they disappear after that. They disappear after that. When you threaten to leave, they disappear. All of a sudden, you don't see the shadow anymore with the hard hat sitting on fucking their head. Shout out to the chat. Because back in the day when I first was working construction cleanup, my coworkers did not put up with that. If you followed us around, if you looked like you was bullying us, guess what? We usually left. We didn't stay. And I'm talking about things that we used to do years ago. I don't do them right now because a lot of those guys no longer work for that company. Some of them retired. It's a lot of them that retired. Yeah. Mrs. V, you said it right. You said, I'm going to read your comment. You said, I seen that had the baby in the car. Yes, that's the case I'm talking about, Mrs. V. Shout out to you. Yep. That's the case I'm talking about. The lady that had the baby in the car. You know how many women be having babies in the car? And thank God that the woman and the baby was okay. But how many cases is it that these women in a situation where they give birth and neither one makes it? The mother dies, the child dies, or one or the other. You know what I mean? And there was a case a few years ago, shout out to the chat, where there was a woman, and she had the baby. The baby had to been like 2-3 years old, whatever the case may be. The mother got sick and the mother died in the house. And the neighbors was complaining of a foul smell. And when they went into the dwelling or where the bad smell was coming from, they found a woman that was dead and there was a child in the house. I don't know how the child survived. I don't want to make up anything. I don't want to make a statement that might be untrue. So I'm just going to leave it like that. So yeah, there is a thing going on where women's lives and babies' lives are in the balance. The childbirth is next to what? Dying almost. And a lot of you women got children. I never had a child. I never got pregnant, never nothing. I would say I was fortunate, but I'm not fortunate, because when I look around and I see some of my siblings and some of my cousins, they have children and grandchildren. And I don't have anyone say, well, Ma, what you doing today? Ma, don't worry about it. I got it. Oh, Grandma, what story you going to tell us today? I don't have anyone to do that. You know what I'm saying? It don't fuck with me, but it makes me think how certain things that happen to me in life that I decided at a child's age not to participate when I got older, and now I'm paying for the decision. I might have a great life not having children and grandchildren. But I know when I look at my siblings and my cousins, I'm going to feel funny. You know what I mean? And I don't want nobody asking me, where my children at? Because when I was living with Sergeant Crystal Reagan and her family a couple of years ago, before the monster came in, she had 2 children. She had Laquan and she had Sierra. And both of these kids knew I didn't have any children. They knew I was never going to have any children. And they said, don't worry, Arabia, Aunt Arabia, we are your children. We are your children. They didn't make it. Some asshole came by and killed them. Some asshole can't. Okay, talk about it no more. I'm not leaving the hospital. Mrs. V, that sounds like a very good idea. She said she's not leaving the hospital. That's right, Miss V. If they refuse to see you at the emergency room, go to the cafeteria, order you something to drink, and sit there. Don't worry. Don't worry, Mrs. V. Shout out to you. Mrs. V is something else. Mrs. V, you are something else. Shout out to the chat. Yo, I'm sorry, everyone. I have to close out this video. I hope everyone has an awesome weekend. Stay safe out there. Stay safe. Be vigilant. Take care of yourself. And enjoy your friends and family while they're still here. Shout out to the chat. And don't worry about some of the things I said, because sometimes I can get negative. I do get negative all the time when I think about the government taking my money and I'm not getting all the money. I do get very angry at times. So I'm going to always express and air whether I'm happy or whether I'm sad or whether I'm angry about something. And I'm sure I'm not the only YouTube creator that does that in her videos. There's a few others that do it. There's one in particular that I got. I think about her every time I think about certain current events. And she be reporting on the current events, you guys, yo. And people in the chat, right? Some of these people are not even subscribed to her. They'll come in the chat and And then they'll start trolling the lady, and she'll get mad, and then she'll start cursing them out. And when she's not talking about God, I'll be like, okay, lady, okay. But even God got angry. Even God got sad. You know what I mean? So it's a very normal emotion. Yeah. Yeah, even God got jealous. Yeah, aren't we made in the image of God? I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm getting depressed. I don't want to get depressed. Shout out to the chat. We got 5 in the building. We got 11 likes. Good job, everyone. Thank you for hitting that like button. Thank you for hitting that like button. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everyone that's in the chat. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And with that, I'll close out the video. Y'all have an awesome day. Peace. Thanks. 1.